Doe normaal. Welcome back to the channel, everybody, and if you're new to my channel, I'm your host Mr. Gensei, and let's begin with this video. 6 years of NoFap, no relapse, not even once, never relapse at all. And we'll be talking about it from the day I've started in 2013, on 25 August to be precise. And what I've learned up until now, everything will be shared with you guys. Now, before we begin, I want to share something with you before I start. And that is that I've made this website 3 years ago, and I've an ebook for you guys that will help you get rid of your problems, as well as an explanation of how I went through my NoFap journey and what I did to be the new self. And this ebook costs only $1 with almost 50 or 51 pages of pure valuable information that will help you become the best version of yourself. As I said, this video was made 3 years ago. I'm 33 years old now. Let's begin with this video of how my journey started. Now, on August 25, 2013, I was fed up with all of the issues that I had in my previous relationship in regards of my intimacy. I was not that good anymore because I was severely addicted to things that I wasn't supposed to do. So, over time I was thinking like, okay, I came out of the relationship and I know that I wasn't where I wanted to be. I wanted to be better. I wanted to be something that I couldn't be during that relationship. So I decided, you know what? What can I do? And I came across NoFap. Now, on 25 August, NoFap started. I decided to go monk mode. Not even thinking about, not even watching, none of that. 6 weeks into it, and I decided to make my very first NoFap video explaining why it is bad for you, why people do it, etc. This is the video I'm talking about, and I've uploaded that on October 4th, 2013. This video was one of my most viewed videos. Now, 3 years into NoFap, and this video was uploaded on May 1st. The second NoFap video, and one of the videos that will follow up after that videos, and I have many more videos in regards of NoFap. Videos that I was explaining a lot more details about NoFap, why it's so good for you, why I would recommend it, why anything else of not doing NoFap will hurt you on long term, etc. Now, having that said, I decided to make my first 3-year experience of NoFap. That was on December 11, 2016. Now, I was hitting my 3 years mark of NoFap with no relapse on August 25, 2016. But I was late uploading this video, but regardless, I decided to make a video about the 3 years experience anyway. And this video is also one of the most viewed videos and even most liked videos. And this video will also motivate you to start doing NoFap if you haven't. But it didn't stop there. I still was learning. There was so much more to learn of NoFap that I decided, you know what? I need to learn even more. What can I learn from NoFap? What is there that I can combine with NoFap to be a better version of myself? So I came across no social media and fasting. Although fasting was something that I knew about, intermittent fasting, water fasting, dry fasting, but I wasn't experienced enough until I started doing more and more fasting. And I did that during 2014 and 2015-ish. So the knowledge stood with me. But then when I started combining NoFap and no social media and fasting, wow, it was a game changer for me. And I needed to share my experience and the knowledge that I learned of NoFap, because you guys know that dopamine is a very, very, very important neurotransmitter for the human body. It makes us do things, it makes us motivated, it gives us more energy and also pleasure, reaching goals, etc. Now, having that said, over time, I was thinking like, okay, of course I've made now a NoFap book, etc. But what can I do more? And that's something that I will show you guys later on, because there is much more. NoFap, fasting, no social media also helps with your confidence, but also with relationships, etc. And that's something I want to share with you guys later on when I finish my first fasting ebook, to end up making another ebook of how it benefits your relationship, etc. Now, having this said, I'm really excited to share with you guys what I've learned in the past 6 years. So it's time to share with you guys what I've learned in the past 6 years. Now, in the first video of my 3 years experience, I've shared a lot of the benefits, how things changed me, the better sleep, the stabilized hormones and whatnot. But that's not all about NoFap. NoFap has a lot more to offer, something that you need to have more experience and to dive deeper into NoFap to understand these things better. I'll explain right now. See, NoFap gives us self-control, right? But self-control is not only meant for NoFap. See, NoFap is like a steering wheel. It steers you to where you need to go. And in order to understand that, you guys will understand it with self-control. See, self-control is something that should be practiced with many things other than being a NoFap. I learned self-control with sugar, self-control with caffeine, and so many things that I've decided to understand even more about it by learning how this can affect me. Why this led me to understand more about other things in regards of self-control. Why I need to practice the same things of NoFap with other things in order to become the best version of myself. Because this is where it's all about. It all starts off with NoFap and it ends up with being the best version that you could ever be, that you could ever dream to be. So then, the benefits of retention, the best nourishment when the semen is being reabsorbed into the bloodstream. How it affects you is something that I would really advise you to Google it. This made people do a lot of things. One of the most famous guys that have practiced this have become top people in their branch. May that be sport, may that be learning, may that be being a professor in some kind of studies or whatnot. They have reached it, and that's something very beautiful. So I was thinking like, you know what? I'm going to do a lot more of that. But I also learned about hormones because, of course, you understand that prolactin is bad for you and that you need zinc in order to help restabilize your testosterone levels, to lower estrogen and whatnot. But that is not the only thing. See, hormones are very important. From hormones, you also learn about neurotransmitters. Neurotransmitters are the ones that are responsible for your mood, etc. That's why you always notice that whenever somebody is on NoFap, they always are a lot happier and less stressed than when they're not doing NoFap. And this is why. Now, the benefits eventually will feel natural. Why does it feel natural? Because that's what it's supposed to be. Why do I notice this? It's because if I would relapse for some stupid and odd reason, I would feel as terrible as what I used to feel. And I remember how I used to feel when I was not doing NoFap. So eventually you guys will see that feeling the benefits as a natural thing is actually the set point, is where you're supposed to be on a natural level. Not being led by lust is very, very, very important. Why? This thing is also very important for this, but I will explain that in a moment. But not being led by lust means you have a lot more self-control and you're able to not be manipulated by the opposite gender. So, in this case, I would say that not being led by lust also helped me with other things, such as food. Now I'm fasting, I've lost some weight. Why? Because I'm not being led by lust anymore, but it's also the lust for the eye. Whenever you see a person as a person, not as an object, that's when you know that you've made a great change, that you're no longer being led by lust, because now you can interact with people without seeing them as something, but instead of that you see them as a person. That will also make sure that you will attract the right person in your life instead of those who want to abuse you. Now, how it benefits your relationship? We have good relationships and toxic relationships. Now, not being led by lust will make you resist your abusive partner that's using lust to keep you around. But it also helps the right type of partner to connect with them, to pair your bond with them. The pair bonding mechanism is extremely important to have long-lasting, successful relationships. And thanks to NoFap, I found out about this. Not that I didn't understand it, but I wasn't interested in knowing about it until later on when I started doing NoFap. When I started doing NoFap and I learned a lot more about relationships, confidence, NoFap, hormones and whatnot, this is what was a game changer for me. Now, eventually, you will come to a very dark side of NoFap, and that's the matrix similarity. Whenever you're starting NoFap and understand how you're being attacked, I cannot say who, why, what or whatsoever, but when you're being attacked, it is always something that makes you go down. It doesn't help you at all. Instead of, it makes you think it's helping you. Just like some substances. It makes you think that it's going to help you, but eventually it actually destroys you. Now the same thing with here. Whenever I'm seeing stuff that it's not supposed to be seen, hint, it makes me think like, wow, this is really terrible. The fact that people are falling for this, but the fact that people don't even understand how it destroys them. Because eventually you always hear them complain about how their private life isn't as good as it should be. And that people start to dislike each other, start to, be hypergamous and look at other people instead of actually fixing their issues. And the people pulling the strings are the ones benefiting financially from it. And they're the one that need you. But as soon as you leave, you will see a better place, but you will also see the darkness that you left behind. And that's when you notice the matrix. That those people want to actually bring you back in, back to where you don't belong. Eventually, this is how everything affected me in a positive way, but also a negative way, the realization. Now, when I learned of how everything affected me, I've also learned why it affected me. Here is the deal. Understanding one thing is very important, but to understand why you understand it, that's the most important thing. That will keep you away from what can permanently hurt you or will hurt you long term or whatnot. This is why it is very important to learn more about NoFap and what you can combine with NoFap, because NoFap in itself is a beautiful thing, but it cannot be ran without. It's the same thing like this. It's great to go and exercise, but you cannot exercise without a proper diet. You need good nutrition. You need healthy fruits and vegetables. You need to be working on yourself. You need to build up yourself. You need to build up strength if you want to get stronger, but you cannot do that if you're eating garbage and you're not training properly. That is why NoFap really needs to be combined with no social media and fasting, also taking cold showers, but also improve any aspect in your life that is lacking. See, here is the deal. You guys can talk about proper nutrition, but how much do you know about nutrition? How much do you know about insulin and how it affects you? The frequent eating that actually keeps on elevating your blood sugar levels that eventually will cause you to be pre-diabetic and turn you into a type 2 diabetic. Not because of the regular eating meals, but I'm talking about the frequent high carb, sugary intake. Something that is normal nowadays, which is actually not normal. But that is why I'm telling you guys, combine it, learn more. See, NoFap is about being the best person you can be for yourself, not for the whole world so you guys can see, I'm great, I'm awesome. No, to be awesome in the mirror, but to be humble outside. But to perfectly use the knowledge that you've learned over time, and that is what I'm doing right now. I'm using the knowledge to be better than what I used to be. And I want to give you guys a lot more than just what I have as ebooks. I want to give you much more details. I want to give you much more information, only to make you a better person than you were yesterday. See, guys, eventually, feeling all of this is what is meant to be, and that will make you into somebody who you never dreamed to be. Here is the deal. If you have a lot of dopamine, think about the motivation you will have. Think about the goals you can reach. Think about the goals you want to reach. Think about how you're going to see yourself from now on in 10 years. Is that something you want, or do you want to sit down behind a desk from 9 to 5 doing absolutely nothing, feeling depressed, doing the same thing over and over and over again until you get old and live off your retirement and not even enjoying your life? No, that's not how you're supposed to be. That's not how you're supposed to live. How you're supposed to live is something that you can live off for the rest of your life, leaving a legacy for your offsprings, knowing that you can do a lot more, travel from place to place to place to place, eating food here and there and enjoy it. However, doing it the right way, not having the frequent junk food, but you know what I mean. So that is why the 6 years of NoFap teach me a lot. I know about the benefits. If you want to know about the benefits, check out my videos. I have plenty of videos on my channel. If you're new to my channel, just subscribe and check out my videos. You will know what I'm talking about. Eventually, after years, you will come automatically to this part, because here is the deal. It's stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4, stage 5, until you reach the last stage. NoFap is a great start, like I said, but you need to grow into it. You need to understand more about it. It has so much more information than just the benefits and attraction. It is great to be attractive, guys. It is great to have the benefits. But how about being the best person you can ever be? Changing your lifestyle, changing your habits, changing your diet, changing your activities and whatnot, and changing your life goals. Once you have changed your life goals, guys, once you have changed many things, you will no longer recognize yourself. I can guarantee you, in a couple of years, I won't even recognize the way I look right now and the way I am right now. Why? Because I'm still working to have even a better future than I have right now. And having that said, guys, that's what I've learned in the 6 years of NoFap. Happily to share with you guys. Have any questions? MrKensei@hotmail.com. You can mail me any question. I'll be more than happy to answer the question from today on. I still have to answer some people, their emails, but that's where you can reach me. If you don't want to reach me throughout my email, you can drop a comment in the comment section. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. Make sure you turn on notifications, because you will have a lot more future videos that you will enjoy and benefit from. Like and share this video. Share with people that really need to hear what I have to say. Thank you for watching, guys. And NoFap will help you. Stick to it, learn more than just what you see, and combine what is necessary. I advise no social media as well, and fasting. Having that said, thank you for watching, en doe normaal.